I'm Carol Angela Davis. Thank you for joining me. It is August 9th, 2011, Tuesday. This is your reality news check. We'll begin with your headlines. Republican Senator Jim DeMint, well, he says it's time to privatize these mortgage giants. We'll tell you about that. Isn't that something? More for their friends. Also, Eric Cantor urges the GOP to resist tax hike pressure after the S&P downgrade and all the drama it's caused, and all of it negative. Then the Obama administration tells states to seek waivers of the No Child Left Behind law. And then American International Group sues Bank of America for more than $10 billion. Gee, for cheating. Gee, I wonder what those Standard & Poor's ratings are. Well, we'll tell you. Stay tuned. The question we have is, can we take Standard & Poor's seriously? Do they have a political agenda? All right, let's begin with Republican Senator Jim DeMint of South Carolina. He says it's time to break up the mortgage giants and privatize them. He's talking about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. This, after Standard & Poor's downgraded the credit of both Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. You should know, these are very important organizations because they back nearly 90% of all the new mortgages. So if they get privatized, they're going to sell them to their buddy old pals like they always do, and you're going to have your mortgage in the hand of Jim DeMint and the Tea Party's buddy old pals, and I guarantee you they're going to foreclose on you and cause you drama and cheat you faster than anybody you could ever think of. We cannot let that happen, okay? We should also tell you that the S&P downgraded those Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac from AAA to AA+. Standard & Poor's saying the downgrade was because of the agency's reliance on the U.S. government. The feds took over Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac in 2008 as the subprime housing mortgage market started to collapse due to the banksters. But Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac took the heat. The banksters got bailouts. This is House Majority Leader Eric Cantor, Republican from Virginia, and a Tea Partier says, oh, ye resist. Cantor reportedly telling Republican lawmakers to resist increased pressure to raise taxes. In other words, don't tax the rich no matter what happens. This, of course, after the downgrade of the U.S. credit rating by Standard & Poor's. Now, of course, our credit rating as a country, as we all know, has gone down. This caused just a ripple effect all across the world. Democrats blame the credit downgrade on Republicans and the Tea Party. They say this never would have happened if the Tea Party and Republicans had not walked away from the kind of bipartisan grand bargain that President Obama had discussed with House Speaker John Boehner. And get this, what did all the tug of war over the debt ceiling really accomplish? Well, listen to this. In the end, the bill passed to avert a default contained just $900 billion in initial deficit reduction, much less, than the $4 trillion that President Obama had discussed with House Speaker John Boehner. But we know the goal here was to not give President Obama a perceived win, no matter what the cost was to the rest of the country and to the world. Somehow the Tea Party and the Republicans think there's a victory for them in this somehow. Well, as a result of their inability to act, stock markets plunged and the Dow Jones Industrial Average itself dropped 634 points. Okay, so nothing good is happening, folks. You better tax those rich. In business news, over at American International Group, the company says it is suing Bank of America for $10 billion with a B dollars. Okay, that's what they're suing them for. Now, AIG says the bank cheated it by selling residential mortgage-backed securities that were overvalued. Bank of America denying the allegations. AIG saying Bank of America and two companies that were later gobbled up by the bank, we're talking Countrywide and Merrill Lynch, sold the insurance company $28 billion in securities backed by home mortgages. That was between 2005 and 2007. It was all at the height of the housing boom. AIG says it looked at more than 260,000 of those underlying mortgages and found that the bank's stated metrics for 40% of the securities were false, lies, straight up lies. So that's what the AIG is saying of Bank of America. In one case, a borrower said she had been the owner of a construction business for 25 years, which would have made her 10 years old when she took ownership. Now, just so you know, Standard & Poor's gives Bank of America a credit rating of A+. We should tell you that in June, Bank of America agreed to pay $8.5 billion to a group of investors for selling them poor quality mortgage securities. So that's $8.5 billion it agreed to pay in June. It's being sued for $10 billion by AIG. We know that everybody knows the absolute drama that the mortgage scandal has caused around the world, and Standard & Poor's has not downgraded. They have not downgraded Bank of America for all the drama that they have caused, but they downgraded the U.S. government because, of course, they have a political agenda which is to destroy President Obama and make sure he doesn't get reelected. And their economic agenda is to get their friends to get all the money, the banksters, to get all the money that they can and buy everything they can. So, you know, you have to understand this is a class war. Please understand you're at war. This is a class war. And the goal is to get President Obama out of office and to continue to destroy the middle class if there's anything left, and to make sure all the money is in the hands of very few people that they don't tax at all because they're rich. So pay attention. We can't let this happen. Meanwhile, in education, President Obama says since Congress is so dysfunctional that all 50 states should seek a waiver exempting them from the requirements under the 2002 No Child Left Behind law by George Bush. Now, that is the word from the White House. The administration detailing plans to bypass Congress and grant states more flexibility so they can avoid terrible penalties if they fail to meet the standards set by George W. Bush. Remember, he was in power then. Apparently, the Obama administration wanted Congress to pass a new education law before it left for its August recess, but of course, it did not. Because Congress, is not going to, the Republicans will do nothing to support Barack Obama. So please understand the game that is being played here. This is about just scorched earth destruction strategy for Barack Obama and for you. It has nothing to do with good policies and good economic policies, and it has no care nor concern for you or any of the countries around the world that we are in the process of bringing down. Those are your stories. I'm Carol Angela Davis. Thank you for joining me. See you tomorrow for your reality news check. Follow me on Facebook, and of course, follow me at Carol Angela D. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.